everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, Poverty Hill Adventures. Everybody, every outdoors person, outdoorsman, outdoorswoman, probably has a favorite knife or two. I'm no different. I've got my favorites, and everybody's favorites are probably going to be a little bit different. Some may, like fancier knives. Some might like more utilitarian knives. Perhaps it's got some sentimental value. Whatever the reason, I'm sure that most of you out there have your favorite knife or knives. Now, I've got several knives, like most old timers like me. I've collected all sorts of knives over my life. No real rhyme or reason to my collection, but I've got several of them, and I try to use them the best I can. However, I have three particular knives that I use a lot, and they are my favorites. And I don't think there's one particular knife that does everything excellent. I think there's knives that do many tasks well, but I think there's three categories of knives that I'd like to talk about along with my favorites, in each of the categories. The first category would be pocket knives, everyday pocket knives. Knife that you always have in your pocket and never leave home without it. And my favorite is a Victorinox Swiss Army knife. I would be lost without this knife. I always have it in my pocket unless I'm going someplace that doesn't allow knives. But it's always in my pocket, and I use it several times every day. And it's a Victorinox Swiss Army knife. Comes in all sorts of styles and configurations. This particular one has the large blade, the traditional Swiss Army knife, small blade, stainless steel. I'm not sure the makeup of that steel, but it takes an edge very quickly, and you can get a very sharp edge on it, although it needs sharpening often, which I don't mind. I like the model that has the little wood saw on it. Believe it or not, I use that little saw quite often. And it has other features. It has the little awl and a corkscrew, which I never use. Don't ever have a use for that, but I'm sure some people do. This model has the screwdriver blade and a bottle opener, and it also has, and this is another feature that I use quite often, the can opener, and on the end of the can opener is a real small screwdriver. So that would be my favorite pocket knife. I've got other pocket knives, and I do carry them from time to time, but this is my favorite. Like I said, I'm sure each of you has your own favorites. Please leave your favorites in the comments. I'd love, and I'm sure other people would love to read about what other people carry and what they find useful. So, pocket knife, category 1, Swiss Army knife, Victorinox. The next category that I'd like to talk about is a camp knife. And camp knife could be used to all sorts of tasks. Cut rope, make your own tent stakes, shavings for fire starting, light baton work. I don't like to use my knife too much as a baton. I prefer to use a axe. Others may be different. Cooking, camp cooking, etc. And my favorite camp knife is this Horace Kephart style fixed blade made out of Olean, New York by Ka-Bar Knives. It's a very simple knife designed to be very similar to the original Horace Kephart knife that he talked about in his writings. This is a carbon steel blade, holds a very sharp edge, pretty stout knife. I think you'd have to work at damaging it, probably doing something that you probably should do with an axe instead of a knife, in my opinion. Real plain Jane knife, comes with a nice belt sheath here. The Horace Kephart style fixed blade by Ka-Bar Knives out of Olean, New York. It has a model number on it here. It would be BK62. And I've used this knife a lot for a lot of things around camp. And I really like this knife. Like I said earlier, I'm sure each of you has your own favorites. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what your favorite would be. Leave a comment there. Always fun discussing knives, whether they be fixed blades or folders or whatever. And there is no right or wrong answer to this. It's personal choice. Everybody has their own opinion, and there is no right or wrong answer. These are my particular favorite knives. The last category that I wanted to talk about would be a hunting knife. Could be a fixed blade, could be a folder. My particular favorite is a fixed blade. And this is a made in Finland scout knife. And here it is. It's got a birch bark handle, carbon steel. It's a smaller knife. I think the blade is probably maybe 3 3/4 inches, maybe 4 inches. Got a little guard on it, a little brass guard on it. Holds an incredibly sharp edge, just an incredibly sharp, and I like this knife quite a bit for hunting purposes, field dressing animals, that type of tasks. The sheath that it came with is this one here. Got a little brass guard on there, a little protection there. You can wear it either on your belt or, like a lot of Finnish knives, have the dangler thing on it. Got a little snap ring there to hold the knife secure. I picked up this knife used many years ago, and the original owner name was Dwight, and the reason I know that is Dwight wrote his name on the sheath. So perhaps Dwight was a scout. Perhaps he was a scout in Finland. I'll never know, but Dwight had good taste in knives as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure, like the other categories, each of you has your own favorite hunting style knife. So those are the three categories and my personal favorite knives. I use other knives, and I enjoy using other knives. I like, taking them out and using them, especially the older vintage knives, or perhaps a knife that has some sentimental value to me. Or I have many knives that were made by friends, made for me by friends, and it's a great way to honor that friendship, honor that gift, and take it out and use it. In my opinion, knives are meant to use. There's some really fancy knives out there, but they're all tools. They're just tools. And as close to artwork as some of them are, they're still a tool. And although they should be taken care of, in my opinion, not abused, they do deserve to be used. Now, I've got a couple of other knives that I want to mention. I'm going to call it an honorable mention, in the pocket knife category. And this was a close second to the Victorinox knife. Was this Case Trapper? This one happens to have the classic yellow-handled Case Trapper. Has that blade on it, and that blade there on it. This particular one is stainless steel. I have one of these in carbon steel also. Just typical Case quality. Spring just snaps open. The fit and finish is very good. I like this one quite a bit. Doesn't quite match up as far as everyday use, but it sure is a good pocket knife, and I've got others that are pretty darn good also. So that would be a runner-up in the pocket knife category. A runner-up in the I'm going to say this is kind of a hybrid. This could be classified as either a camp knife or a hunting knife. And this is a inexpensive, made in Finland, Kuusamo knife. Stainless steel. Kind of a, I guess I'd call it a Skinner type shape. At the time that I purchased this knife was probably $20 or less. I'm sure they've probably gone up a little bit. Has a razor sharp edge. Fits my hand just right. I really like this knife quite a bit. For an inexpensive knife, I don't think you can go wrong. Comes with an okay leather sheath. For the money, I think the leather sheath's pretty darn good. So it's a couple of runner-up knives. I could talk about knives all day. I just love knives, and I'm sure a lot of you do also. If you're interested in knives and you want to leave a comment about your particular favorite knives, maybe a little story behind why they're your favorites, feel free. I'm sure everybody would be very interested in reading that. I have on this channel, it's an older series of videos called What's in the Knife Case, and I go through quite a few knives. There's quite a few episodes in the series, and I'll pick a certain knife or group of knives and just kind of show them off. And I guess that's about it as far as my favorite 3 knives. So until next time, everybody, take care. Thank you for watching. Remember to keep on trucking and believe in yourself even when no one else does.